think it's probably better if I just go back anyway.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, it's easy to get lost in this. Although if you really get lost...
Even though this is the linear game, how the fuck can I get how the fuck am I getting lost in the linear game?
It's less linear than it is in Fusion, where they literally tell you where to go for pretty much everything. You know, like halfway through the game, they tell you where to go, but then you basically have to experiment. Oh, I got a new power. I can go this way. Ooh! I can start uncovering more things. They're like, hey, no, you're not supposed to do that. You weren't supposed to go that way. Why are you ignoring my orders? Because fuck you, Adam. Who the fuck is Adam? You know what? I like you now. What? Another 2 games till we get there.
Oh yeah, also you get full Aeon if you go into the orbs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, where the power used. Oh, right, you have to bomb through the floor again. This is where I got the Morph Ball Bomb. Just remember to use the map to figure out where you have and haven't gone. Unfortunately, sometimes it can be a bit of a bitch, but if you want to make it easier... we haven't gone down there. Well, that would explain it. Okay, I was about to say, we can always use the Amiibo emulator, because the function of the Metroid one for Samus Returns Amiibo is that it can basically help pinpoint to you where the approximate location of one of the Metroids are.
Also, to remember, use your Aeon powers. They said,
yes,
they're there for a reason.
Yep.
So use them.
Yeah. This one is a bit beginner-friendly. Not quite like Zero Mission is, where... Zero Mission sounds like it feels like it really starts with, like, the basics of a Metroid game. It makes a lot of sense for that to be a starting point.
Like I said, it was... Well, no, I say that, but no, that's not true. My first Metroid game was actually...
Fusion.
But I think the best starting point for Metroid I recommend is Zero Mission.
Zero Mission. I would also argue Prime, but... Well, that's more for the Prime series, but it is also a great, like, beginner's Metroid game as well.
I don't...
Just for the style.
Sort of, mostly because how a Metroid game works in 2D and 3D are still kind of inherently different.
That is true, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you at least get, like, the general idea of a flow from it. At least in regards to, like, the world progression, at least. Metroid Prime does it... I want to say arguably the best, but that's because there's a lot of backtracking. I don't know if people are the biggest fan of that.
The backtracking in the Prime games are incredibly rough, and that's kind of the big reason why I kind of use that as the grain of salt.
Yeah. Prime 1 is arguably the worst at that, but everything else about it is great.
Yeah.
Prime 2 has its freaking Echo World, which is... if it wasn't for all the damage you keep taking all the time, and how annoying it was to basically realize you're in a mirrored version of another world you've been in, and how samey everything would look, it would be better. Prime 3 is very linear, and yet it still excels at that. Because everybody else hates the fact that it's motion controls, even though it makes it play better.
Yeah. Considering for a first-person shooter, that sort of precision aim, it's about as close as you're going to get to a mouse without having the mouse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, how the hell? You son of a bitch. Love these ad fans who basically just can't do the obvious solution. Such a dick move.
What's that? You want to use your fans? That should be you.
Oh, you want to get this power? Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, this current's too strong. Why would you just have random fans here? This planet gets very hot. You just have random fans? It gets really hot. God damn it. Ah, we're finally near another Metroid.
Before that, I want to go back up because...
Yeah, I know there was that thing up in the corner, yep. I hate that enemy that keeps electrocuting the platform. And Prime Hunters is a different example. That game is linear, but in a very odd way.
And it's why I have no real interest in playing it, because it just feels kind of brain dead with its linearity.
Yeah, you might actually prefer Other M over that, arguably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really weird game. Honestly, the bigger selling point with that is the, oh yeah, you can't bomb up there, go figure. The bigger selling point with that is honestly the multiplayer, which is definitely a more fleshed out version of what Prime 2 did.
Yeah, but the problem for a lot of people is that it seems like a good idea at the time until you realize most people that generally play
Metroid games want a single-player experience.
A good focused single-player experience rather than multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah, At least Prime 2 is a nice flavor enhancer. Having extra hunters certainly helped with Prime Hunters to make it a little more memorable. I'll have to add freaking Prime Hunters to my freaking post-commentary backlog. God damn it.
Why couldn't you just play this miserable game for me? You like it more than I do. You like it more than I care to play it.
I like it more than Other M, but like barely. Like barely.
Like, I hate Other M more from a story perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, there are things I do legitimately respect about Other M.
Yeah.
But there's also some stupid bullshit gameplay things Other M does I absolutely hate.
The 3D game? You only have the direction pad to move? Sounds genius!
Well, there's that, but there's some other stupid things that they did, such as the cutscene.
Oh yeah, the walking cutscene.
The cutscene gameplay bullshit, where it's like you have to interact with the fucking cutscene, try to figure out what the hell the next way forward.
I did hate that a lot.
That shit was the worst.
That was one of my least favorite things about that game, honestly. And the story's already enough. Samus' character being ruined might be my least favorite thing, but the walking cutscene's probably my second least favorite thing.
Yeah, I mean that's something that was a style at the time for so many of those games, and it's just like, oh my fucking god, who keeps thinking that this is a good idea?
It was Team Ninja. How do you go from making Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 to doing that? Well, different director I know, but still.
The thing I was wondering is I was expecting them to over-sexualize Samus because of how well they do that with all their freaking
They didn't go too crazy with that, at least.
Yeah.
I can't think of any weird scenes in particular that. Nothing stands out, but again, I haven't played the game in a long time. I haven't had the urge to go back and replay it. Okay, yeah, I see what you need to do here. Yep, freeze him up high.
Do I need to, whatchamacallit?
Yeah, say. If you do a charge shot, he'll stay frozen for longer. Damn it! I assumed you were just gonna free aim at him. That also works. And you can't grab him like a ledge. There we go. See, charge shot gives you a lot of time. Alright, Metroid number 2 in this zone. Or 3. Can't see the number from where I'm looking. But either way. Yes!
Metroid.
Oh, it's number 2. Okay, yep, now I see. I was looking at the interface wrong. 2 down, 2 to go.
I have 2 strands of DNA.
I'll say this is also nice to notice. The map is actually somewhat similar to how it was in original Metroid 2. So similar to Zero Mission, they were pretty faithful to the, the world creation. To a point. They expand some things, not make it feel bland, but the whole, world shape. A lot of the rooms I recognize, at the very least. It is weird how faithful they are to the remake. And yet, it still feels like a completely different game at the end of the day.
You mean faithful to the original?
Yeah.
Faithful to a remake, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why they canceled AM2R. Oh, come on. Nintendo just doesn't like fan projects. They're dicks about that. We've been over that all.
Nintendo has no respect for the fans.
Yeah, true. Ooh, counter! Yeah, as long as you're quick on reading the counters, you're usually pretty good at these. Yeah, you have to hit them in their sweet spot, obviously.
Yeah. So they hit them in their giant bulb, fuck me bulbs.
Yep. No! 3 down, 1 to go! And then we get the hell out of here. Damn it. Always nice to check.
Yeah, get used to using the scan pulse. Like I said, one of the better ones.
Yep. Ooh, something in there. I wonder if it's something good. Or it's just a random hole. Ah. Right, so we can crawl on these things. Ow! I hate these creatures. And the Metroid series is certainly in a weird spot. It seems like it is starting to gain popularity, at least. It's about damn time. I mean, Dread is the best-selling Metroid game, and it's only sold like a little over 2 million.
So it's not all that impressive when you compare it to some of the other series. According to Nintendo, at least.
It can't be Mario Kart World with a freaking 80% attachment rate, saying it's the only big Nintendo game the first month of the new system. Yay! It's like everybody that wanted to get the system wanted it for that! wanted to have a new toy to play with a new system. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought that nobody wants to buy a fucking $300, $400+ console for...
I'll admit there is... I did forget about another thing that made Switch 2 a little annoying. You're aware that Japan has their own, like, Japanese-only version that's, like, approximately $100 cheaper.
Yeah.
Basically screwing over international people, which... Does it really cost $100 to get all the language packs in there? Have all that language compatibility?
I call it bullshit on that.
I'm sure there's probably some extra cost to it. I feel like 100 might be a bit high. I think it sells for, like, the equivalent, like, in Japan, it's like... The Switch 2 Japanese-only model sells for the equivalent of, like, $365 US, I think.
Yeah.
So, thinking about it, 400 or 425 would probably be more respectable than 450. See how long it keeps selling. See if it still continues to sell really well.
That's not the thing that pisses me off more than anything else about it. What pisses me off about this is that everything is going up in price.
Yeah,
not just the Switch 2 prices and all that, but just like all the old consoles that are probably supposed to quote-unquote die off, they're more expensive for some fucking reason. I mean, which makes no fucking sense.
Coda mentioned to me, the Switch 1 going up in price, while it sounds scummy, think of it this way, is also a very smart business decision.
It's a smart business decision, but it's a bullshit decision.
Yeah, it was, oh, you don't like, these prices are getting a little high, huh? Well, it's making the Switch 2 look more appealing now, isn't it? And yet, people are still believing that PS6 is going to launch at $500. That is still wild to me. There's no way, with the way prices are going, the PS6 is going to be less expensive than the PS5 Pro. And the handheld is going to be $500. Which I think it says it's supposed to have, like, half the power of the PS5 Pro or something like that. Maybe it's like half the ray tracing capability I saw. But according to the rumors, yeah. PS6, people are trying to say it's going to cost $500. It's going to have a handheld component similar to what the Switch can do. And frickin'... yeah, be more powerful than anything else in the market. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a dream machine right there. That would certainly be a reason to entice some people away from PC. If it was actually $500 fucking dollars. I think that's probably going to be fucking nearly double. If it launches below $800, I would honestly be shocked. But don't forget, it's still rumored PS6 will be coming in 2027. Around the same year.
I need to just stop focusing. My brain is just like kind of trying to focus on the power ups. I think I probably should just like leave and come back with some more stuff.
All we gotta do is go back to the main hub now. As long as you have all the main upgrades, we're good.
But I mean, with all the weird stuff that's going on with gaming in general and everything else, like there's a reason why I'm becoming more and more happy with my
Steam Deck 2 got, well, at least announced-ish. They basically said that Steam Deck 2 it would probably end up coming out around like 2027. Oddly enough, same time supposedly PS6 will come out. So that's interesting for those that want a Steam Deck 2. But again, part of me feels like if you're trying to play PC games, unless you're really focused on playing PC games away from your main setup of your computer and all that, there's not really a need for a Steam Deck unless you really want to play like those games away from your computer. Now I think about it.
The only reason you get it is because it's the portable aspect.
And portability.
That still is a very, that's the big reason why Switch 2 is selling as well as it is, because
the portability
people like that portability aspect.
It does it better than most of the others at the moment, although I know the thing with the Ally X for Xbox thing, which, by the way, is pretty friggin' expensive, but it's pretty powerful, so it makes sense. Supposedly now they made it so you can link your Xbox account with GOG. So now you can play your GOG games on the Xbox handheld, supposedly.
I'm surprised anyone even recognizes that GOG exists.
I heard apparently they do their own launcher with GOG called Galaxy, but apparently it's like kind of buggy, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess to work with, but I mean, I haven't had that many problems with it.
Right. I mean, hey, the fact they give you the ability to download your games is the most consumer-friendly thing on PC so far. You know?
GOG is like the most friendly thing of like all the PC stuff they have, because you actually own your fucking games.
Yep, they gave you the install files and everything. It is nice. You know? I'm honestly really, I don't know if I'm going to say interested, but I'm curious to see what Microsoft's strategy is the Xbox going forward. They're basically trying to make it so, like, a lot of PC markets can be on their devices. They're really interesting to see what they can do with that. They, like, make their... If they have another home console, they make, like, a hub for all that.
I guess one thing I'm curious about is if maybe they decide to start porting all their stuff over to DOS.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, they want to make... They're trying to, like, want to make a console like a hub you can play like virtually like all the video games out there, basically like a console PC basically.
Yeah.
There is some appeal to that, especially if their old Xbox games continue to carry over.
The problem is that Xbox, I don't know how great their specs are relatively speaking, because they're talking about, I guess honestly the big thing they're trying to compete with at this point is maybe the
Oh man, how the hell are you in there?
what's it called? The Steam Deck maybe?
Yeah.
Because I'm not really sure it's like, you're not going to compete with a PC.
I mean, Sony's not really their main competitor. Some people like to see it is, saying they won the console war, even though Nintendo still sells more than that. And well, Helldivers 2 also got released to frickin' Xbox as well. And well, if a lot of the Steam integration and stuff that's going to be happening with Xbox is true, you're going to be getting more Sony games technically on Xbox system as well. God of War, Spider-Man. So technically, it won't be Sony exclusive for Sony either.
The big thing about
The whole console war thing is stupid. That's more what I'm saying.
I mean, it was always going to be a licensing thing, but the problem is that because, like I said, it's a consumer thing, is what it is.
Yeah,
it kind of breeds the worst in this sort of consumer identity thing, where that's all we end up being, and it kind of deludes us in the lack of better terms.
Oh, I think you want a bomb down there. I think that's what it is. You want to blow up those blocks and then I think bomb below the ones you just shot away. I think. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Yeah, I kind of hate these rooms. Kind of have to figure out the maze they have going for you.
That's why.
They don't make it very clear.
That's why Scan Pulse is
Yeah,
very
they want you to scan. It just feels really stupid. They're basically forcing a maze on you, just to tease you. Haha, you don't have the power to get through this. Fuck you.
Like, hey, dumbass, go this way. Go.
On to area 2! Or 3, whatever. Yep. We have 5 Metroids down, 35 to go. 1/8 of the way through the game. Really? Feels like we're almost halfway through the map already. Ah, double count. That's beautiful.
I wish I actually managed to get one of the special kills, but I can't.
Double kill! Oh, bummer. Oh, man. A way they could have advanced the counter would have been cool if you could, like, stun an enemy and, like... if they could have made something like a grapple beam, you could, like, grab an enemy and throw it at another. That would have been cool. That could have been sick. That might be a little too advanced, but that does sound like a great idea. If they work on Castlevania, they could have made it happen. Oh, well.
Or maybe just like a slam or something, just kind of haze them.
Uh-huh, yep. Oh well, thought what could have been.